Welcome back to the channel, y'all. I'm gonna try my hardest not to sneeze. I was outside. I was doing a lot yesterday, so definitely my nose feel a lot more stuffy today, for sure. But what's smoking on my dragons? Divine Righteous Almighty Grace Overachievement Never Slacking. We are back. And I love you already know. I love doing these videos. If you've been watching, if you've been tuned in for a little bit now, I'd say for at least the last month and a half, maybe 2 months. You already know. I've been enjoying doing these travel reactions. England has definitely been number one as far as travel because just the feedback. One, the feedback. The people are there. The people are present. Um, the people are, they educate. They're quick to let me know what's wrong and what's right, and give me direction as far as with England. And that says a lot. I would say second. That's came that strong as far as people really being prideful and very informative. It's been the Philippines for sure. The Philippines. I started doing reactions around New Year's for the Philippines, and they go hard out there. I'm not gonna lie, like they're different. Certain places that are just different. But I have found a lot of new information about England doing these reactions. I feel like what really gets me going about England is I've always had an interest in it. It started with just London. Just like I've spoken about before. I used to be into grime music. I used to like that whole scene, and they had a couple funny movies from out there. Uh, well, actually, a lot of funny movies, but a couple that I really was into. You ever seen that one movie with these kids in London, and they're like attacked by aliens or something? I don't know. It was pretty cool. But with that being said, we're gonna hop into this. If I didn't say it already, we're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. This is biggest culture shock, American in England. So let's dive into these culture shocks. Let's see what you got to say. Here we go. Original link in the description.
The 7 biggest culture shocks I've had to endure being an American living here in England now. So, number 1, the weather. Not just the weather in general, but the weather patterns. It changes so quickly here. There have been days where it's been really cold and rainy, and then around like mid-morning lunchtime it's sunny and warm, there's not a cloud in the sky, and then
Man, that sounds like a regular day up in the Northeast, the northeastern part of the United States where I live. Sound like a regular day. Very similar.
by like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon it's really dark and really cold and the wind has picked up. It's freezing by the next morning. It changes really quickly here, but the good thing about it is it's not as extreme as it is in the Northeast of America. In Northeast of America, you get frigid temperatures plus ice plus lots of snow or lots of
It get real out here. Wintertime? Like, what? You step out the door, you ice skating. You ice skating immediately.
rain, freezing rain, and you get extreme heat and humidity. But the UK weather here has been a huge culture shock for me. The second thing is the accents. So in America, because it's so big and it's such a melting pot of people, I'm used to different accents. But when I came to Britain, I thought there would be a few different accents, but there's a lot of different accents even between like counties. But I wasn't expecting that it be so that diverse here. Number 3, the cost of living. Everything's really expensive in America. Here in England, the cost of living is a lot less expensive than I thought. Even going to, big touristy spots like
She not lying. I think I spent like what, $300 yesterday. Just like it things that you just things add up. It feels like things are adding up more than ever nowadays. Seriously.
castles. When we went to Canterbury at Christmas time, and the markets, that special Christmas markets and specialty stores and stuff, I thought it was going to be really expensive. But it really isn't. And it's a cultural norm actually to not spend a lot of money on things and to be very stringy about money. Those types of things were huge culture shocks. Number four, it's a really friendly country. Now, England has a reputation of being a little bit.
That's my favorite thing so far that I like to hear. It's very friendly. I love polite people. I love kind people. And I love people who spread positive energy. Much love to those in the comments who always do that. I appreciate you.
Stiff, a little bit pretentious, and just shut up and get on with it kind of attitude, which is, for the most part, people are really willing to help and in a very genuine and non-fake way. But I didn't expect it from strangers, and I didn't expect, that kind of environment to just be conducive to being helpful and friendly. Number five, this is something that I love, but the walking culture here is like supreme, because obviously a lot of the towns have been around for.
I'm a big walker, big bike rider. That's amazing to hear. That is amazing. And that's why I feel like people that over the pond are a lot more healthy too. I feel like they're a lot more in shape, naturally in shape. A lot of people you see now, they don't really be natural like that.
Hundreds of years, and it was well before you could get wagons and stuff into it. The culture in America is centered around driving, centered around having to have a car to get anywhere. Walk to someplace is very rare unless you're in the cities. That suburban
People will look at you strange when you're walking, depending on where you are. Like she said, in the cities, certain big cities, mid-sized cities, even smaller cities, it's a little more, it's more common. But if you just move into like a regular little town, or small size city, I'll say small size city to like a village, or like people will look at you like you could just tell they either think you're broke or just like something's wrong, or just want to go for a walk. I think more people need to stop being so dependent on a vehicle. Get out there, walk. Look, you miss things when you're in a vehicle. When you're on a bike or you're walking, you see those little trails. You can go through those little trails, all those little things that you might miss. When you're in a car, you're constantly like zooming past everything. But that's people's mindset for the most part out here is just get places fast, 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 fast food, fast this, fast that, first to this, first to that. That's kind of like that's the feeling. So, people kind of need. I like people who can humble themselves down. Just walk, man. Take it in, breathe. I love walking in nice neighborhoods, looking at beautiful houses. Like that makes me happy. Walking on trails, like I always say, that makes me happy. Being by the river, walking, that makes me happy. So, just to be in a car all day, first off, that's not even good for your back. To be in a car all day, sitting all day, that's not good for your back at all. So people need to move. Movement is medicine.
urbanite point of view that I grew up with and lived with for so long in America really got challenged. I actually really like it. There's something I love about being here in the UK because I'm a walker and I love walking. For me, it definitely suits. Number six, there's a lot more nature here than I thought there would be. Especially because it's an island, very little space. There's a lot of population here. And so I just, I guess I made the American assumption that they would just build stuff on that land, commerce or something like that, or housing. Instead, they've actually preserved a lot of greenery. There's public parks everywhere. There's trees and flowers everywhere. In the springtime, it's like a garden everywhere you go. I just really enjoy seeing that, and that being a priority in such a urban and developed country that has been around.
See, I feel like the problem in the states is everything's kind of blocked. A lot of things are blocked off unless you live in certain places. But if you live in like a major city, unless it's like Central Park or everything's just it's packed with a lot of people or blocked off. It's just like when I was in the Bronx and I forgot what water it was. It was a big body of water, but I was on my e-bike on one of my e-bikes. I got excited. I'm riding closer. I'm just seeing this water. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get to the water. By the time I got close to it, it was like a yacht club I seen. Long story short, everything was fenced off. Everything was blocked off. I mean, it was crazy. I'm like, damn, being in upstate New York, you can just go to the river. You can just go fishing. You can just. But out there, like in big cities, in America, it's a lot harder. Like nature is a lot more controlled. It's a very controlled environment.
Around for so long, especially compared to America, where they would basically pave everything and make it a parking lot if they could make money off
Yeah.
of it. And lastly, biggest culture shock for me is the sense of community, that people actually want to help, that people actually want to preserve nature, that people actually want to preserve the heritages, the British history. People actually take a lot of pride in having a good community, because it's a sense of keeping the community safe, keeping the community going so that everybody can enjoy it. That sense of community was a huge culture shock for me, but it is something that is my favorite thing about living here in the UK. So there you have it, the 7 biggest culture shocks that this American expat had to endure and continues to endure living here in the UK. Do you have any culture shocks that you have been struggling with, or has been something that really surprised you? Leave it in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say and what your thoughts are about that. You can give me a thumbs up, that would help a lot. Share this video if there's somebody that you think that would enjoy it. And if you like this content and you want to see more stuff like this, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. If you don't for some reason, no worries. I appreciate you stopping by and checking us out anyway. Thank you for the view. I'll see you in the next video.
Her channel is the Hickson Diaries. And like I said, original link will be in the description. I want to say that's my second video of hers that I have did a reaction to. She does a very phenomenal job just explaining herself and really giving her experiences.
Priority.
In England. I really do like her videos. It's awesome. I seen how she lit up when she talked about how she loves walking, which, you know, I recognize that look in her eyes because that's how I am. You know, I love walking. I love nature, especially when I don't have allergies and I can actually enjoy it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then that's some good times. But with that being said, you know, my favorite thing, honestly, was the kindness. Just being polite. Because you could be anywhere. You know, we could be in, you know, the whole world could flood, you know, and if people aren't polite to each other, if people aren't kind to each other, it'll suck. You know, it doesn't matter how beautiful somewhere could be. If people just aren't polite and kind, it just doesn't feel good, and that tends to happen. Like, I mean, I run into a lot of nice people, of course, but on average, you know, just being out in public, people are kind of just like you know how I told y'all that mindset of everything's just fast, fast. So it gives off more of an energy of kind of like get out my way. You know, you see people argue all the time. You see people fight all the time. You know, it's just it's pretty annoying because people always feel like it's just very combative. I don't really like that too much. You know, I'd rather just have a nice day. So, with that being said, though, original link in the description. Like I said, this was another amazing video. Definitely go subscribe to her channel. And, yeah, you know, I'm loving my new hat, guys. This blocks out the sun, stops the migraines. I'm about to go outside right now. So, with that being said, I will see you soon. Much love. And shout out to England. Shout out to everywhere around the world. We're going to keep these videos coming. We ain't even start warming up yet. So definitely subscribe. Much love.